Billy, you so crazy.
Yo, what's cracking? What's bracking? It's your boy, Billy, you so crazy, and we back, and we back, and we back, and we back with another one. Y'all read the title, so you already know what I'm doing. This is 10 brutal military trainings only the 1% can do, all right? This is very interesting. This was uploaded by The Riches. Shout out to The Riches. So we're gonna find out what is the 10 brutal military trainings that only 1% can do. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you want to see me react to next. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Patreon link in the description. Feel free if you want to donate, help the channel out, all that good stuff. I do have a Veterans React playlist, so be sure to check that out either at the end of this video or just go on my page and you can see what other Veteran Reacts videos that I've done so far. And you guys have been enjoying this series, so we're gonna keep it going on this page. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all been showing mad love. And shout out to all my vets out there. Thank you for your service, whether you're active, reserve, retired, whatever the case may be, or even if you're thinking about joining, man, because I get a lot of people that are thinking about joining and they say that my videos help out. But again, I have to always make this disclaimer, man. Do not base your decision off of my experience or anybody else's. You can, you can hear and see, but again, do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, do your research. Do your research, but do what is best for you. Never base your decision off of someone else's. All right. All right. Now that I got that, I feel like I have to say it now because there's too many kids that send me messages like, oh, well, you said this and you said, and it's just like, understand that my experience is probably not going to be yours, and anybody else that you know is not going to be yours, because my experience is way different from a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, it should be clear now. All right, I don't got to say it no more. All right, so let's find out what the 10 brutal military trainings only the 1% can do.
When it comes to the military, there are ultimately no limits on the type of training that's done if the end result justifies the requirement. This means that soldiers often undergo training drills that are very difficult and sometimes downright dangerous. Make sure to keep watching until the end to see why the U.S. Navy is made up of some of the toughest soldiers in the world. Before we get started,
the U.S. Navy is made of the toughest soldiers in the world? I need to hear all my military folks. Let's talk about it, huh? Let's talk about it. Let me know in the comment section.
Make sure to subscribe to The Riches for more explosive content. Now let's get into the 10 most intense military trainings from around the world. Guatemala's Kaibil Special Forces Unit undergoes intense training under physical and mental pressure to help prepare them for jungle warfare and counter-insurgency operations. With a slogan like, "If I go forward, follow me. If I stop, urge me on. If I retreat, kill me," you know that they mean business. It is even widely believed that recruits used to be taught some very unique methods of survival in order to show their ferocity. While their training today might not be as brutal as it used to be, Kaibiles must climb up a rope, perform 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and run 2 miles before eating. They do this throughout their 60-day training course before eating breakfast, lunch, and supper every single day. This is because the Kaibiles believe that the right to eat has to be earned. Have you ever tried running 2 miles in the morning?
Could y'all imagine if the world believed in this? We would be in shape.
Kaibiles believe that the right to eat has to be earned. Have you ever tried running 2 miles in the morning on an empty stomach? It's definitely not an easy task. In a training group of 40 candidates, only 7 or 8 actually become Kaibiles in the end. It's even rumored that Kaibiles are not allowed to sleep for more than 3 hours a day and that the right to sleep has to be earned as well. But the Kaibiles aren't the only ones who've had to harm others during their training. While in Thailand for the 2018 Cobra Gold, thousands of U.S. Marines participated in a Thai Marine jungle survival training class. Local Marines taught their American counterparts how to find food to eat if ever they found themselves stranded in the jungle. While the most important thing that they learned was how to get water from a vine, they also learned that snake blood could help keep them alive if they had no other options. The Thai Marines are trained to catch cobras and to drink their blood in order to survive. They're also not afraid to eat the snake flesh and are even taught to snack on scorpions, geckos, and bugs. While learning to eat these types of food isn't really necessary for soldiers in America, it's totally normal training for the Thai Marines. It may not be dangerous, but we definitely would not want to be in their shoes. It almost feels like we're
anybody watching this right now, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a couple of y'all watching this like, Billy, that ain't nothing. I had to do it during da-da-da. Let me know in the comment section. Feel free.
Thai Marines. It may not be dangerous, but we definitely would not want to be in their shoes. It almost feels like we're talking about an episode of Fear Factor instead of a military training drill. However, these eating habits are integral to surviving the jungle when you find yourself without traditional sustenance. The Kopassus Special Forces of Indonesia are another military group that's trained to drink the blood of snakes for survival purposes. When former U.S. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis visited Indonesia at the start of 2018, he was treated to a demonstration of their different skills.
He didn't eat it.
Besides biting snakes, the soldiers showed off their ability to break bricks using their heads. They even broke through towers of bricks that were set on fire with their bare fists. The Kopassus are also trained to roll around in glass, walk across burning boards, and climb a ladder of swords without any shoes. As a military troop that conducts special operations missions for the Indonesian government, these guys are taught how to handle anything that might come their way. As per their training demonstration, building up their ability to endure pain is clearly a priority. So is the idea that soldiers must be fearless in the face of danger. Do you think that being able to break a brick with your head makes you a better soldier? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The U.S. Navy is arguably one of the top special operations forces in the world. They're brought in for missions that are above the capability.
I guess you can say they're good at using their head. No? All right, we're going to go back to the video, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I just react.
In the world. They're brought in for missions that are above the capability of conventional military forces, so you can bet that they go through a tough training program. Perhaps one of the more controversial parts of that program is the SERE Level C training facility, designed for Navy personnel who have a high risk of capture and exploitation. Alongside the traditional classroom learning, students are also thrown into a field training exercise that has them practicing their survival and evasion skills outdoors. Then there's the Resistance Training Laboratory, which is a mock POW camp in which students are tested on their ability to resist interrogation. According to former students of the program, they were humiliated throughout their training. The SERE, Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape School, uses various techniques that are designed to push their students to the edge in an attempt to break them. They're basically injured and interrogated in a realistic way to prepare them in case they breaking cinder blocks with bare fists and noggins.
Man, let me tell you something. Ooh. I'm not good with water, so I'm telling you right off the rip. That's the reason why I didn't go into the Navy to begin with, because I'm not good with water. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I mean, you would have to train me for at least 3 years for me to just get comfortable it might not take 3 years. I'm over exaggerating. I think I've gotten too comfortable with my civilian life. This is just me being honest with y'all. Billy done, you know what I'm saying? I go by Billy now. You know what I'm saying? I don't even go by my last name no more. Like, I didn't transition very well into my civilian life. You know, I'm gonna always be an Army soldier. It's always in me. But you know what I'm saying? I go by Mr. Bill now. You feels me?
Already, but Russia's Spetsnaz special force training takes things to a whole new level. They're known for their extreme pain management training, which includes having blocks placed on their heads, backs, or stomachs, and then having a fellow soldier break them with a sledgehammer. These blocks are sometimes even set on fire, because why not? These Russian soldiers are also trained to handle getting full power punches and kicks to the chest and stomach areas. While some might find this training method to be a tad abusive, it's all part of teaching these soldiers how to handle pain. If they can't handle getting kicked by a colleague in a non-life-threatening situation, then they'll never be able to handle getting blindsided by the enemy during a real-life situation. Their training gets even more brutal than that. They go through an exercise in which they must fight off 2 other soldiers who are coming at them with burning sticks in their hand. If they're not fast enough, they get whacked with a fire stick. The Spetsnaz are definitely an elite military group that we wouldn't want to mess with. But the Russians and Taiwanese aren't the only ones exposing their soldiers to pain. As part of the U.S. Air Force basic military training, trainees must...
Now, I know they didn't put the Air Force on this list. I know that they didn't put the Air Force on it. They really... Oh, okay. Shout out on my airmen and air women out there.
Go through an excruciating experience in a gas chamber that's known as the confidence chamber. It's basically a test that they undergo to teach them to have confidence in their nuclear, biological, and chemical equipment. After putting their protective mask on properly, they have to walk into a gas chamber that's full of tear gas. If they put their masks on incorrectly, they will feel the effects of the tear gas immediately. Right before leaving the chamber, the trainees are all asked to remove their masks so they can...
This is literally probably the worst thing that happens in Air Force boot camp. Let's be real.
Experience what it would actually be like inside. Trainees leave the chamber with painful eyes and often have trouble breathing for a few minutes afterwards. While it's not at all a pleasant...
And remember what I said, if you're about to be going to boot camp soon, drink your dairy, get you know what I'm saying, get all the yogurts, all of that before you go to the gas chamber. You heard it from me first. I'm looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I got you.
An experience, you can bet that everyone is sure to put their equipment on correctly after going through the confidence chamber. It also teaches them how to stay calm and not panic when their bodies are under duress. As you can probably imagine, there's not a lot of time for soldiers to rest while they're on duty. That's why the U.S. Navy SEALs purposely go through sleep deprivation training to prepare them for what's to come. As part of what's known as Hell Week, they're forced to stay awake for 5 days straight. While they are given the opportunity to take 2 2-hour naps, many soldiers choose to stay up because they don't want to deal with the difficulty of waking back up afterwards. One former Navy SEAL told ABC News that he was able to somewhat function normally for 3 days before the hallucinations began to kick in. The cherry on top of all of this is that the trainees have to continue on with their typical activities while fighting the urge to fall asleep. While sleep deprivation isn't fun, it's still important for trainees to experience it so that they'll already know what to do to combat fatigue when they have to stay up on the job. It also helps them to work on their focus and discipline as it challenges them to keep going even when they feel like giving up. And sleep deprivation isn't the only thing that soldiers have to deal with while on duty. They also have to be prepared to face all kinds of extreme climates. When it comes to the Canadian Armed Forces, cold water immersion training is a necessity. This exercise is done as part of a winter survival training so that candidates have the tools to survive if they ever fall through ice and have to rescue themselves from the frigid waters. Cold water creates a cold shock response within your body, which causes you to hyperventilate. To avoid becoming another sad statistic, Canadian soldiers are trained to control their breathing within a minute so they can get back out onto the ice before their body seizes up from the cold. This exercise is performed in the dead of winter when temperatures are typically below 22 degrees Fahrenheit. As with
Below
all of these
22?
military trainings, this frigid plunge is not for the faint of heart, but neither is being a soldier. That's all for the 10 most intense military trainings from around the world. Have you or has anyone you know participated in any of these training drills?
Yeah, good
Tell us
question.
all about it in the
Good
comments
question.
below.
Let me know
Thank
in
you
the
for
comment
watching,
section.
and make sure to give
Good question. Let me know in the comment section below if you know anybody like that, all right? So that was the 10 brutal military trainings only 1% can do. That's facts. Only 1% joins the military too, so. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see me react to next. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Send me a message on any one of those. Get back to you when I get the chance, all right? It's your boy, Billy You So Crazy, and I'll see you on the next video, man. I'm out this thing.